Okay, so I'm going to quickly look at Euro USD. Matt, you had asked this for next week. So this is the daily time frame, and from the daily time frame, one thing we noticed that this was where the money is, and I think from your, let me try and see if I can pull it up. Yeah, here you go. So from your account, this was a higher high that was never reached, which is at 10,500. So price did not reach the former higher high, so which means it did not reach the former resistance, the point of resistance. So if I come back here, that higher high is here. So I'll just mark it with so that's higher highs here. So this is where the money is. But also to note, let me try to extend this to the left hand side. Yeah. So this is a higher high where the money is. I'll put a template there. I'll call it a liquidity zone. So this is a liquidity zone, and this is also another liquidity zone that's just slightly on top of it. So we do have two liquidity zones. So price did not reach this place. So it reached here and it reversed. But then there are other things that we noticed, that as price was moving up, it left a few things. It left a market imbalance here, which we or at times I call it a market gap or imbalance. There you go. So it left a market imbalance there. And then if I look at the chart, there's also one thing that I noticed, that before price started going down, which we'll call that this was the supply area. So before price started going down, you look at what was the last candle upside before price started going down. So this is one. So I'll call this area a demand zone, sorry, a supply zone, not a demand zone. So I'll call that a fresh supply zone. So this move going downwards was supplied from here. If you go upwards, you can also notice other supply zone. This was a supply zone before this move started going here. But for the purpose of this analysis, we're only going to look at here. So price started from here going down. And there's also another small supply zone which covers this area of liquidity. So for next week, two things might happen. Because for us, we don't use indicators, we don't use anything, we barely depend on price action. By price action, I mean we follow what price is going to do. And the way we always say that price is so funny. Price can decide that on Monday, it moves from here, comes corrects this market imbalance all the way, and then decide to come and take this liquidity here, try to revert up to here, go back, revert, and then come all the way to this demand zone. So that's one thing that price can do. Alternatively, another thing that price can do on Monday, like the market can just open up and then it just decides to go all the way, clear this liquidity zone, into that fresh supply zone. Another way that price can do is just to come on Monday, and from here, now it continues going down all the way up to this market imbalance as the chart had said. So if I'm looking at this Euro USD to buy, and this is the daily time frame, so at times for these moves to happen, it might take maybe it might take 1 week or 2 weeks for you to actualize this move. Yeah, because it use the daily. But if it's on a 4 hour time frame, maybe it might take a week. If it's on a 1 hour time frame, it might take 2 or 3 days. If it's a 30 minutes time frame, that might take maybe 1 day for that move to happen. So if you're looking at this move, for me, these are the places I'm seeing the money. There's a market gap here, there's money, there's liquidity here, there's another liquidity here, and then there's this fresh supply zone. Fresh supply zone means price will always come back to this fresh supply zone before it decides to go down or up. Another example that I can show you of a supply zone, this was a supply zone here. Before, you always look at the last candle before a big candle move. So this was a supply zone, and that is where the price is at this particular point of time. Because of this, there was this up move. This one, the green candle, which is the bulls had the market before price started coming down, and you've seen price try to test this supply zone here, but it did not completely reach it. Now this is the second time that price has tested this supply zone. And in another way, you can as well see that price will reach this supply zone, reverse, go reverse, and decide to go up. So just follow price action on Monday when it opens. Look at the Tokyo session. Wait and see how price behaves. If there's too much liquidity, then price will continue going up. If there's no much, there's no much volume, price will come back, correct all this move that it made, then continue going up. Or it can as well come back all the way up to this demand zone, which was here. This is another demand zone, because this was the last candle that happened for the sell before price started going up, using the one big candle. So this is a demand zone. So notice these demand zones, because the demand zone, market imbalance, and the liquidity areas, this is where the money is for Euro USD for next week. I'll keep this, I'll take a screenshot and keep this, so that we can have a look at it sometimes again on Saturday, and see how the market will have behaved by the time next week ends. So I'll open it, there it is, and leave it at that, and then we'll come back to have a look at it sometime next week, how price goes. I think that's it for me for today for that pair, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.